Mooney's Hall. We are in me getting to the ground in my office craft room, and hang on, I'll just turn my monitor off so I'm not distracted. And yeah, we've made a bit of progress. I'm doing a bit of a haul share today. Now, among the many things I've got going on at the same time, I don't know, Aries. Oh, Aries, that's all I can say. You're ridiculous. One of the things I've made a goal and aim to do and achieve is to really stock up on my garn crafting tools, to fill gaps where I have missing sizes, and also that includes different textures, such as not just having plastic but also bamboo, stainless steel, any other woods, etc, etc. So having nice variety, as I touched on in a post where I did a buy show through in the Rune Garden, this bag here. It's good to have many types of hooks, not just the same size. I mean, even the actual hook end, if it's pointed or blunt, it's good to have different types, because you are working with different garns. You might have something that gets split really easy, something that's very slippery, etc, etc. So I think it's good to stock up. I as you can probably surmise, I am a prepper. I'm not a doomsday prepper. I prep because it's part of tradition. I'm very big on tradition. And to be honest, I think it's part of most cultures, to old cultures, to be prepping to some degree in different areas at least. I don't think it's unnatural. I think it's unnatural to not prepare. And one of the best things in modernity, in today, to prepare for is inflation. If you don't believe in inflation, just look how much things cost. Now, people might go, oh yeah, but the wages rise too. But yeah, but look at the percentage differences. People, and you know, there's so much on the net about this. People are having the value of their labour robbed from them, aren't they, Miss Fox? And the best way to do that is not just taxes, but also inflation. So you have to work even harder for the same thing, that, you know what I mean? And you don't get that time. So they have you working continuously in a spiraling downfall. So one of the best things you can do to help you with that and your family, and you may just have a family of critters, you know. I want to do a post at some point on being alone in my 50s. Now, I actually am alone. I don't have a family at all. Nobody. And I don't even have a friend, close friend outside of my critters. I don't have a social network at all. And I'll talk more about it in this post I'm planning to do at some point. Because if I can do what I'm doing, anyone can do it. And I also want to remove some of the stigma. And then there's, I can't think of anything more, this is like digression, I know. I can't think of any more nauseating and infuriating than someone saying, oh, this is, you know, talking about being alone, yet they have a husband or, you know, a spouse and, you know, children. It's like, I'm sorry, but that's not alone. You might feel alone, but you're not actually alone. So, you know, it just, you know, it's yeah. So I can understand people get frustrated with that. I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. It's just, you're trying to change what the English language means, man. And I don't give a shit what people are, like if they're alone or if they're not and whatever. But, you know, I don't know, when someone says they're alone and they've got a husband or a spouse and children or whatever, it makes me feel like they're either really stupid, all the synapses aren't firing in the brain. Maybe they had much drugs or something in their teens, or they're just LARPing and they're trying to capitalize on what they think viewers would like to see. Because I do think that today more than ever that a lot of people are actually alone, you know, and have been for a while or a long time, because the way our societies are, especially with the destruction of the West that's been going on, people are schismed because they're put into belief groups, but then also the destruction of family, the cost of living has made it almost impossible in many cases in the West to even have a family. There's just so many issues going on. So for whatever reason, a lot of people do end up actually alone with nobody there. So I will get into that with more meat and potatoes, so to speak. I know I'm vegan, but the saying as it goes at some point. But I digress. Shah, are you going to help me? I've had her for 27 years now. She's pretty old. She's a bit round. But it's okay. I think I'm starting to get a little round too. Yeah, because I haven't been doing my physical rehab. Naughty mama. So can you please move out of the way, Miss Fox? I know, like, you love being centre of attention and we love you, but, you know. Now, acquisitions. So the whole point of this post is acquisitions. Not of Garn, but of Garn crafting tools. So as I was mentioning before, I do think before I went off on a major tangent, I do think getting all the tools that you would like now and before the end of this year is a good idea. On my list, still to get, I want to get some Tunisian hooks. I want to get a set of bamboo knitting needles. I want to fill some gaps in some of the needles that I've got, including, you know, where I've got 35 centimeter needles. I want to get also another size as well. I've got through a few little circular needle gaps. I do have a Knitter's Pride set. I want to get, and anyway, I've got a bit of a list. I am getting through my list though. And my list also includes a garn winder. I do wind my own with a massive bamboo hook, but I would like something to get through it a little bit quicker. Save on time. You know, time is such a precious commodity, isn't it? And I mean, that's what inflation actually steals from you too, is time, isn't it? You know, it's funny. You can have a happy or fulfilling time doing something or being somewhere, and you don't mind time disappearing like that, but when it's time on something that, you know, I digress again. So this is a new bag I got. I'm not affiliated anyway. I also got some hooks, so I will add links to where I got them from online. They're super cheap, and in Australia, and they get shipped out to you. And I think I used two different, I went through Kogan, I went through My Deal as well. So I'm going to share the bamboo hooks I got. And isn't this bag cool? Because this bag here that I bought, and it's from the same supplier too, I think it's E-Dragon. It's pretty good. You got your 4 rivets. This has got 4 rivets too. But as you can see, it's kind of, you know, sitting low. And I do get big skeins of garn, which are really long. I like this one for those really tall skeins, but also for knitting needles that are a little bit, you know, I mean, I could put them in with the wall in here lengthways, but it's nice to have them standing up. And there's enough pockets for that here. I do like denim as well, and they do have other colours, but I like denim. It goes with the tones of my house, and this is perfect for needles, but I'd probably put them in like little envelopes of some sort so they don't, you know, fall out. And no, it didn't come with these hooks. I bought these hooks. So I bought them from 2 different two different shops, I think, within my deal, and I've got everything from size 0.5 to 6, and I like the feel of bamboo. Now I do have these comfort hooks, but I really wanted to have a wooden handle. I also bought bamboo hooks as well. Now at some point I think I'm actually going to make my own handles with these bamboo hooks. I just find, I mean, I have pretty strong and big hands for a woman as well. All those years of lifting weights, and now it's 20 kilo bags of chicken feed and that sort of thing. But I find, especially over something very repetitive like a big poncho, it does strain a little bit. So I find if I have a bigger hook, a bigger handle, it just feels better. Now all my soft grip and bamboo grips, they're obviously steel hooks. I do love the feel of a bamboo when I'm knitting, crocheting or knitting. But again, the handle is not the best. So I would prefer to have this sort of thing. So I might at some point make my own with clay, which I'll share when and if I eventually get to it. So this is a set of bamboo hooks starting from 0.5 to 9, I think. 10. So I'm happy I finally got that. I just had one bamboo crochet hook, which is a 2.75 in my library of hooks and needles. So I'm pretty happy I got that. But aren't these cool? So one of the really good thing about having this kind of hook and handle is this is a 0.5 hook. Now, one of the most annoying things for me with crochet hooks is when they get really small. Also, the body of the crochet hook's really small. And again, if you're doing finite repetitive work, it can be a little bit much for me. So I really appreciate having the small hook with a nice grippy handle, and I just love it. And there's just something about natural fibers, isn't it? So as you can see, there's the plain stainless steel and a coloured. So I do have two 2mm hooks. One's in like a purpley and one's in just stainless steel. I've got two 2.5s. One's in a blue, one's in a just plain stainless steel, and that's because I bought a set from two different suppliers, and so I have a couple of hooks repeated, but I don't mind, because the other good thing about having different coloured hook ends is that if you're working with something of a similar colour, you want something contrasting. So it just makes it easier to see the work that you're working with if you have a variety of colours to choose from with your hooks. So you can choose something that contrasts with the garn that you're working with, so you can make a bit more of a quicker progress. And the bigger hooks are just yummy. So anyway, this bag, going back to this bag, there's a little zip enclosure there. It's a perfect amount of slots here for the hooks I've got. I'm not keeping these bamboo hooks in here. There's a couple of crochet hook cases I want to get. I'm saying a couple because I want to put all my ergonomics into one. I want to put all these bamboo wide handled into another, and so I will end up getting 3 at some point, because I'm going to put the other hooks. So okay, I am going to end up with 4 crochet hook cases. One for my bamboo, one for my bamboo steel, one for my steel made over with the wider grip that I want to make, as well as I'll do that with the bamboos just mentioned, and also my plastic. So anyway, so food for thought out there in regards to prepping. I can't think of a more horrible situation than seeing something that you've wanted to get in your garn crafting journey and think, oh yeah, I'll just get it next year. I don't need it right now. Next year comes around and it's like $100 more. Just do it now. If you can do it now, prioritize. Do you really need to subscribe to that, you know, entertainment channel where you lose time you never get back? Just watch old movies and DVDs and use that money to stack up and everything that you're on your dream wish of garn crafting tools. So beat inflation, because I think 2023 people thought the past years, I'm not fear porning anyone, the past years were bad. I think we ain't seen nothing yet. I think what we've been going through has been a bit of a dress run, if you like. And I mean, just look at the cost of food. The way it is just going up and up and up and up. Not even each year, just like constantly. Like it's getting ridiculous. So there's obviously issues with supply chain, and or companies are just being unscrupulous bastards and milking the populace for what they can. Probably a combination of both, to be honest with you. So yeah, if I guess take home of this, I'm not just sharing these things that I bought. I will add links to where I bought them from. I'm not affiliated in any way. I'm just, it's nice to share, isn't it? But I guess, yeah, the take home of this is have a look at what you got with your garn crafting supplies. And if there's things that you've always wanted to get, especially if you've just started as well, I'd really be looking at why I'd be looking at what variety of something, just like crochet hooks. I mean, you've got different composition, you've got different shaped heads, you've got different lengths and shafts. Same with needles. I'd be looking at the varieties, and you know, beyond your basic sets, I would also be investing in different things. But even if you're not beginner, I would be looking at what are the holes in your garn crafting tool supply. Maybe for me, it also, not just a garn ball winder, it's also a blocking kit that I've been eyeing off for a while, and when I get it, I'll share it. But I also want to get from Knitter's Pride their acrylic sock blockers. So yeah, I've got a few things. By the time I move out of this place, who knows, might be June or might be December. We'll see. Hopefully December, I need more time to get stuff done. Hoping I will definitely have all my supplies on check. I will also get through all my stash busting garns. I will do a post at some point of all the whips that I have progressed on, that I'm taking on, and I will then have room for new garns, and also have all these throws that I've been planning, and winter warmers and wind blockers to wear for the cold days coming. It's already cold now. Feb 1st we start our autumn's loo here in the southern hemisphere, which is time of the deluge and storms, even if we do have warm days still from midsummer. And yeah, so keep on hooking, keep on knitting, keep on crafting, and I hope you like my garn tool acquisitions, and I'll add links to where I got these things from, and yeah, have a look at your stash of tools, make a list of what you like, what you're short of, and get prepping with your garn stuff. Make sure you have what you need, and the beauty of it too is if you do have family, they're things you can hand down too, aren't they? Anyway, blessed be Mary Part. Sorry I waffled off a few times. Actually, you do a little bit more. Ooh. Okay, so where am I up to with my many throws at once? So this is the diagram. It's Navita, the company that I've got the pattern from, and it's free. I'm walking on my knees because I'm such a tool. Life, man. So this motif here is the one that I'm making for my bedroom. So this is the progress I'm making. So basically I'm getting them all up to this point here, and then I'm going to do one panel of 7 complete, and then another panel of 7. So this is where I'm up to for that. It takes so long, doesn't it? I must admit, I really do appreciate throwing on DVDs of Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. I know, kind of a bit cliche as I do this. Yeah, it's when you've got animals too, it's just like someone's always crowing, someone's always quacking, someone's always splashing, someone's always scratching. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I have a animal family. Don't have the human variety. It's just the cards I was given. Anyway, blessed be Mary Part. I will leave it at that. I just thought I'd just say quickly where I'm up to on my throws. I can't wait to get my throws done. I really can't. And that will just hit so many garns that I wanted to stash bust with out of the park so quickly. Anyway, blessed be Mary Part. Check your stash, including your garn, tool stash. See what gaps are missing. Get what you can now, or if not, aim at getting what you want to get, wish, need, or need to fill between now and a certain period of time to try and hedge and beat inflation and also logistic and supply chain disruptions. And enjoy. Blessed be Mary Part.